Whenever you start a new Google search or Google shopping campaign, there are 3 different types of bidding settings that you can use to start that campaign, being maximize clicks, maximize conversions, or max CPC. And in this video, I'm going to show you the bidding strategy that I use for my new campaigns and also explain why I use this type of strategy. And right from the start, that my default setting is to start with the maximize clicks bidding strategy. And the reason for that is because my goal is to move from maximize clicks to maximize conversions as fast as possible. Now, that doesn't mean that I never use a max CPC or a target impression share bidding strategy, but these are the only times that I would use those 2 strategies. So for a max CPC, I would only use a max CPC bidding strategy when I'm dealing with a niche that has a very high CPC. A perfect example was a lawyer campaign I did over here in Australia. They had a CPC ranging from $15 up to $150. So because we had a budget of $250 a day, we started with a max CPC with a bid limit of $25 a click. We're really targeting on those keywords that were costing between $15 to $25 a click. And then for a target impression share, I reserve my target impression share for when I'm dealing with either a branded or a competitor campaign. So with both my branded and my competitor campaigns, what we're really looking for is visibility. So we're either wanting to stop our competitors bidding on our own brand term, so that's why we have the branded campaign, or if we want to aggressively go and attack some of our competitors' market share, we use that competitor campaign and bid on their brand names or core products and services. And in both of those cases, what we're more looking for is visibility over clicks and conversions. Now, a real common strategy that is still used is this whole start from max CPC. And the reason for why I preference max clicks over max CPC is because, as I said before, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to move to a maximize conversions bidding strategy as fast as possible. And in order to be able to do that, we want to be able to get as much data as possible. So by having a maximize clicks bidding strategy, we're getting as much data as possible so we can find as fast as possible the best performing keywords, the best performing ad copies, and the best performing landing pages. And for the last 3 or 4 years, I've found that time and time again, the fastest and cheapest way in order to get the most conversion data is using a max click strategy as opposed to max CPC. Because, as I said, it all comes down to having enough conversion data so you can move over to a maximize conversions or a maximize conversion value bidding strategy as fast as possible. Now, given that that is the goal, one thing that I do want to make really clear is that before you even think about adding in a maximize conversions or a maximize conversion bidding strategy, you do need to understand some of the core golden rules about adding in an automated bidding strategy. Because what you need to understand is that this is a significant change that will trigger in a new learning phase in your campaigns. And the first golden rule is that if you are unsure, I want you to wait and don't change anything. So if you're still unsure whether you have enough conversions to move over to a maximize conversions or a maximize conversions bidding strategy, all I would say is just wait another 2 weeks or even another 4 or 6 weeks, because there's no problems with waiting just a couple more weeks in order for you to be able to see some extra data so that you're 100% confident in your decision. And this leads us into the second golden rule, or it's really a reminder, is that when you first make that change from max clicks to an automated bidding strategy, it is highly likely that results will get worse for a period of 1 to 2 weeks before they get better. It's very common that you will see a reduction in results over the immediate 7 to 14 days of making that change. And that comes down to Google not only going into a different bidding strategy, but you need to understand that with the maximize conversions or maximize conversion value bidding strategy, Google is essentially holding back your spending, or it's spending more in order to focus on traffic which it believes will convert the best. Now, the third rule that you need to understand with making that change from max clicks to an automated bidding strategy is that you do not want to be making these changes really regularly. So you're not making them weekly, you're not even making them monthly. I'm only making these changes every 60 to 90 days. And the reason for that is because you need to remember that even though you set your Google Ads budget on a daily basis, Google uses that budget and transforms it into a monthly budget. And that's why it's really common with the maximize conversions or maximize conversion value bidding strategy that you can get a whole clump of conversions on one day and then you may not see any more conversions for 2 or 3 more days. So if you're constantly changing over those bidding strategies, Google is not able to correctly calculate when it's going to be the best times of the month in order to spend your budget to achieve that goal of increasing your conversions. And And the fourth and final golden rule is that you need to stop worrying and focusing on your CPC because your conversion metrics are now more important. One of the things I see time and time again is that when people switch over to Maximise conversions, they start complaining that their CPC may have doubled. Let me ask you a question. What would you prefer? For every $100 spent in Google Ads, would you prefer to get 100 clicks and 5 conversions? So each click is costing you $1, and for every $100, you're getting 5 conversions. Or would you prefer to be spending $2 a click, so you're only getting 50 clicks, but you're getting 10 conversions? So for the same amount of money, you're getting double the amount of conversions. So your CPC isn't relevant anymore because you don't mind paying double the amount for your cost per click if you're getting double the amount of conversions for the same amount of ad spend. And it amazes me time after time when people are still focused on their CPC, not realizing that their conversion metrics have drastically improved. So when you do make that change, don't worry about your CPC anymore. It's more important to focus on your conversion metrics. So to help you further with this learning, what I want to do right now is we're going to jump into a screen share so I can show you some real life examples of different accounts where we've added in a Maximise conversion bidding strategy so that I can show you what happens and when was the right time to make that move. Now, these 3 slides, which I'm about to show you, is actually part of a much bigger masterclass that I gave inside of my paid community, 10x Google Ads. Now, I may be biased, but I firmly believe that this is the best paid ads community. And the reason for that is because every month we have live group coaching calls where I do live account reviews, and we also have a live Q&A where you can ask me any questions about Google Ads that you may have. I also release extended masterclass training videos every month on topics like we're talking about today, and this covers some areas that I don't teach in my YouTube videos. And then finally, right now it's got over 350 members, and you get access to a private feed where you can post any questions, and not only myself but also my Google Ads community support and other community members jump in and give their answers and also their experience. And you get all of this for under $100 a month. So it is the best value that you can get for learning more about Google Ads. So if you'd like to watch this full training as a trial and also find out some extra information, what I want you to do is to go follow that link in the description below. And right now, let's jump into that screen share so I can show you some examples of different accounts where we decided to add or wait before we added in that Maximise conversions bidding strategy. So we're going to jump straight into some examples. And what we're looking at here is I'm going to show you some screen shares of some different data points from Google Ads accounts. And I'm going to show you the decisions that we made. Now, this first one is going to be quite easy because what you can see here is that this is a new Google Ads account, which only has 4 conversions. As you can see, it took us about a week to get our first number of conversions, and then they have started to increase. But this account is not ready. Now, I know this may sound like an easy example, but I'm surprised at how many people off this amount of data will quickly rush to go over to a Maximise conversions or Maximise conversion value just because they had this little spike of conversions. This campaign is not ready for an automated bidding strategy. Firstly, because there's only 4 conversions, and secondly, because it's only a new campaign that's 6 weeks old and we don't even have 300 clicks of data yet. So the biggest thing that I really want to stress with changing over to an automated bidding strategy is that it's not a race to get there. Yes, we do want to get there. We want to get there as fast as possible, but sometimes I'm waiting 6, 8, even 9 months before we're making that change. What I'm showing you here is an example of an account that was ready, and we did add in a Maximise conversion bidding strategy. And the reason for that is because we had 3 months with regular conversions. So you can see this red line here, especially in this part here, we started to see, there were some ups and downs, but we're always kind of above this line with our conversions. Now, this one was actually slightly under the 30 conversions average. So you can see of this 3 months of data, we're at 89 conversions, not the 90 conversions. But the reason why this one was ready is because this campaign was inside of an account which had 2 other conversion-based campaigns. So we deemed that this one was more than okay to switch over to a Maximise conversion bidding strategy. And what I want to show you here is what happens when you actually do make the move over to an automated bidding strategy. And what I want to show you in through here is this is when we added in the Maximise conversions bidding strategy. And what you can see here is you can actually see that for a period of 2 weeks, we saw no conversions at all. We also see our max CPC jumped up. And what I want to show you here though is, remember what I was talking about before, is that you no longer just want to look at your CPC metrics, because what I'm showing you here is the data of what happened in April versus what happened in March. And you can see that yes, we saw a massive increase in our CPC. So it went from below $3 to up to $4.50. But look at the conversion metrics. Our cost per conversion went down from over $100, $130 down to $98. 28. And then we also saw far more conversions, going up from about 15 or 16 up to 31. So it was a higher CPC, but also more conversion. And then the other thing to note too is that this account actually had a 7-day acquisition window. So this period in here actually looked a lot worse in real time at the start of April. So that's a perfect example to show you that when you do add in that Maximise conversion bidding strategy or Maximise conversions, is that performance will go down, CPC will go up, but what you really want to be focusing on is wait till after 30 days and really do this 30-day average to 30-day comparison to see what's happened with your conversions and your acquisition costs. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And remember, if you want to get access to that full masterclass where I really lay out how to make this move properly, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below so you can get that free access to view that full masterclass. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in that extra training very soon. Or if you want to stay on YouTube and find out some extra training about bidding strategies and how to set them correctly in 2024, go through and watch this video right here. See you next time.